I'm Sarah Calburn. I'm an architect. I have two practices. One is my own private practice, which does mostly houses and small commercial jobs, and the other practice I run with Dustin Tusnovich called Space Matters, and this practice looks at community, all kinds of, all scales really of community-based work. I think what interests me the most in this project and in the possibilities for alternative building technologies is really how we start improving the lives of those who are, at this point I would say, almost condemned to an RDP house. Just because something needs to be low cost does not mean it needs to be either oppressive or ugly, and I feel that most community housing developments that are endlessly laid out across the veldt in single-story, matchbox type, apartheid style township is not going to do much for the future of our societies. And I'm interested in the future of our society, really, as South Africans who are in this together for the long haul. My general perceptions at the moment are that alternative building technologies have not quite started to realize their potential in terms of how they affect design and how they affect designers and how we make designers and architects particularly interested in these very small units of living, the 40 square meter house, the 50 square meter house. These things are really the base units of our future cities, and the way they're being treated contemporarily does not bode well. So this workshop is really very set up around a kind of reciprocal give and take, information given and information returned basis of how to really exploit the potential we have now in alternative building technologies to jack up design, to jack up beauty and economy simultaneously. The significance of the subject really is to draw architects, is to attempt to draw the interest of architects towards this most lowly of apparently lowly of enterprises, that of social housing, of low-cost housing, and also to make the government sit up and realize that they are frankly missing all sorts of potential in the way that we construct our potentially fantastic new South Africa, that at the moment I feel is totally missing out on who we could be, on urban ambition, on the fact that everybody is loaded in this country with ambition, and that is something that we need to build on. The challenges in achieving all of this are interesting, because one is eternally confronted with these apparent givens. People only like bricks and mortar. People aspire to burglar bars and, the accoutrement of what I would describe as hideous apartheid-style white suburban Johannesburg, for example. And I don't believe that's true at all. I think that we have not actually got to a point where we have experimented enough to show the success of experimentation. Yeovil, for example, is a mid-rise piece of cosmopolitan Johannesburg, always was, that has been incredibly successfully inhabited by Africans. Yet we are told over and over again by people who are in the know that Africans don't like multi-story living. I think there are many preconceptions that we can challenge and we can actually prove to be wrong simply by getting good projects off the ground. Well, I would so love to be able to influence the bright future, or at least have voices heard. There are so many voices. We are not lone voices in the wilderness here, Dustin and I. There are many people who have been trying, mostly located in the schools actually, pushing, trying to get voices heard about fantastic new ways of building houses, of building cities. And I would so love the government to sit up and listen. I think Sasol is playing an important role. I met Sorrenta 2 or so years ago, I think, when Dustin and I first opened Space Matters as a practice and started seriously looking at what was going on. Also, I was running a series of sort of masterclass design workshops aimed at professionals at that point, called Rapid Thought Transport, which was really trying to galvanize people into some critical design thinking. I mean, I think everything we're talking about here also bears, by the way, and I should say, a rather too close relationship with a lack of experimental thinking within the profession itself.